So as the title suggests, in this video we are going to briefly discuss about basic input and output operations that are going to perform in Java program and how to perform an input operation in Java as well as output operation in Java. So far we have discussed about two or three programs in the previous slides, of course. On all those slides we have been using two functions, system.out.println or system.out.print. These are the two functions we have been used to display something on under the screen. And I have already told that all the input to the function will be default string. And of course, for any method which have been predominantly defined, the input is always string. If you are going to use any predefined function method to fetch or display the output, and that will be happen on strings before JDK 1.4. And after JDK 1.4 there is a new feature has been added, which is called as stream scanner class. Using the scanner class, we can read different types of inputs from the console, from the input streams, from the keyboard itself. Before scanner class, we have to fetch, we have to read all the content, all the data as strings only. Then you have to convert the string into the respective data type, which we have already discussed as parsing and casting in the previous lectures. So these are the things. There is one more way, in which you can give input to the main function, which is very interesting one that will be discussed at the end of the lecture, of course. So this particular video is particularly focuses on giving inputs alone, since we have enough discussions on output. So let's get deep into it. So we are into the IntelliJ Java Brains again, and after getting into it, see there is a package, there is a class called main class and main function, and to which we are typing. And this program is particularly for reading different types of inputs and displaying the different types of input. In this program, we are not going to actually use any functions methods to read the values. Actually, we are going to describe it or define it inside the function itself, and we are going to display different types of different data types using the system.out.println function. Okay, we are starting it with string. A string is a native data type that I have already told you. String is a native data type in Java, which is included in java.lang. So that is the default package of the Java program. If you are compiling a Java program, this package will automatically get compiled along with it. Okay, right. Then first is string str, then str equal to, we are giving information technology, we are assigning value to the string, and there is a number num, which is of integer data type, which is equal to 25. Then I'm declaring a byte b equal to 20. So which is a byte is smaller than integer, which also holds an integer value. Okay, and float, the care should be taken that whenever we are giving the float value, float f equal to here 35.67, it must end with f, or else it will be treated as double. Okay, float is a little bit lower memory than double. Then double d equal to 234.567, and we are going to define a character char ch equal to y, and every character must be enclosed inside a single quotation. That is very important. If you use double quotation, it is called as string. Look at str equal to information technology, that is placed inside a double quotation, whereas in character ch equal to y, which is placed inside a single quotation. That is the difference between a string and a character. It is common for all the languages, C or C++, in Java also. And there is a special variable called boolean. Boolean can have only two values, either true or false. Here we are declaring bo as a boolean data type and gave true. In here you must not use a single quotation, because it is not a character or a string, it is a value. Okay, then we gonna type we have that's enough. I think we have covered all the data types. We start from a string, integer, byte, float, double, character, boolean. Done. Okay, these are all the primitive data types of Java. Okay, then we are going to display it using println function. So first thing is that system.out.println. um, inside the double quotation you see string str. See, whatever you are given inside the double quotation, that will be displayed on the screen, that we have already known it, which is followed by a plus symbol, which does the job of a comma operator in C++ and C. So which is used to display, if you are using plus, it acts like a comma operator. So which is going to present plus followed by a variable name. Variable name means the Java interpreter compiler actually displays the value that is stored in the name. For example, here plus str, which means here str doesn't going to display. Instead of it, it goes to str and displays the value which is stored in str. Here the value would be what? Information technology. So in the first line system.out.println, the display line would be string. Okay, done. Okay, then we are going to display byte. So system.out.println, double quotation, inside the double quotation you see byte b equal to, and followed by a blank space plus space b, and the close bracket and the semicolon, and then system.out.println again. This is to uh, display the float, which is float f equal to, and which is there inside the double quotation. What is there inside? Float f equal to. So this is what we wanted to display. Whatever you wanted to display in the screen, you just type here, and which is equal to, and there is a particular note. Whatever you can use your own case. You want to use capital S, capital case, yes you can use, or if you want to use the lower case, I mean lower case, you can use it. So there is no restriction of using case, whether you should use capital letter, first letter and all inside double quotation. You can use of your own wish. You can wish anything, you can write, you can type anything. Okay, then we are going to use double. So system.out.println, which is followed by a plus symbol and plus a d. Actually, you see here a boolean, we are typing the boolean. Actually there is once I plus boolean plus bo, there is a pop-up box, right? So those are the variables, those are the different types I can select. There is no need to type always. See, system.out.println is itself a, it's a predefined method. Okay, println is a method which is there in system.io, io, uh, which is a part of lang function itself, so that we are not importing anything. Okay, I think we have done it. And there is a error comes here while parsing. Java reached end of file while parsing. So where end of file, we made a mistake. What is that? Going back, yes, find out it. There is a close bracket missing. So this is a very common error. Whenever you are using this, you must ensure that the close bracket must always points the function in which it uses. So here the board, it is closed now, then you have to save it. Yeah, then you compile it now. Whether it is compiling, yes, yes it is compiled, right? Okay, the first is, so here you see the output. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna do something interesting here. We're gonna check whether system.out.println can it display the value of str straight away. Similarly, every variable. So we are going to give without any plus symbol or whatever in the double quotation, we just simply give system.out.println and the name of the variable. Whether Java can identify the values inside the variable and will display it. Just a little bit interesting one. I just got idea. Let's check it. Let's check Java now. Okay, yeah. I've done it, saved and compile it. Let's see whether it comes or not. Yeah, it comes. So system.out.println successfully printed that. So Java knows the data inside, the information inside any variable straight away and displayed it. So far we have revisited how to display different types of data using system.out.println, and that's enough for the output space. And we coming into the first way of giving input, which is of using streams. Like C++, Java also using streams to read the input, which is of conventional one actually. In order to read something, you must use the string. But if you want to read input from the keyboard or standard input devices, any of the devices, you must use stdin actually. Actually, as we have already known that string is a class in Java defined in the file java.lang package. Yep. So what is package actually? A package is a collection of classes and interfaces. In those classes only, all the predefined methods have been defined, just like our header files in C and C++. So if you want to use particular package method to read input or display, you must include it. So to include it, we are using import keyword here. Like in C and C++, we are using including, isn't it? Microprocessor, everything. So we are importing here. So we are importing the package initially. If you are not importing it, it will never work. It is not working. Since we are using in IDE, the IDE itself imports all the related packages before get compiling. So that we will be noted in our programming section actually. Okay, here we are going to say the streams actually, right? Okay, so java.io is the stream, is a package in which all the input streams and output stream has been uh, uh, defined actually. Input stream and output stream are actually classes. They're classes, and in input stream there are n number of methods: file input stream, filter input stream, buffered input stream, data input stream. Similarly, you can read object also. Similarly, there is another stream called output stream, which is used to display it, like cout. So, so the class output stream has some methods, namely file output streams, filter output stream, print stream, data output stream, and all, of which we have been using data input stream and data output stream as the buffered input and output stream for the most of the applications. Okay. Uh, so since it is a method, we must revisit the class and object technologies actually, facts. So if anything is packed inside a class, we must use uh, an instance of the class. We must generate an instance of a class. What is instance of a class? Which is called as an object. So we must generate an object to the class, and by using the object only, we can access all the methods and variables inside the class, which we have already seen in the C++ itself. So it is same followed here. So if you wanted to anything, so if you wanted any to access any of these files, any of these methods which is inside the input stream and output stream class, you must, the first thing is you must generate an object out. So how to generate an object? How to generate an object to a predefined class which is stored inside a package? So that will be seen in the next part actually. Yeah, this is an important slide. Okay, so you see here there are two streams. One is an input stream and output stream. One input stream is coming from input source to Java program, which means the input data are fetched from the input source to the Java program, which is of usually a 16-bit string array. Actually, it isn't a string which is of 16-bit. Here it is represented as a character 16-bit. It's okay. And whereas the output stream is of byte stream that consists of 8-bit. Okay, so 8-bit is 1 byte, right? So all the output stream of a Java program is streamed as byte after byte. So 1 byte after another byte. It transmits the output as first byte and second byte and third byte, like that. But while it was reading, it take 2 bytes at a time, which is called a character. 2 bytes at a time. So it takes a character and character and character. So that is the important thing you must be noted at. Whereas in C in and C out, all taken in 1 byte, 1 bit at a time. It takes 1 byte. But here it's a different perspective of that. The input stream of Java and C++ are not the same. They were of different kinds. Okay. Slide is a very important slide of the lecture. Actually, it differentiates the different type of streams and how the Java puts it. So the first example you see, there is a disk file in which the the program input has been a file, which is not an console input. Okay, by using file input stream, every byte of the data is the input stream. Okay, and whereas by using the buffered input stream, the buffered input stream converts or breaks the bytes into a group of block of bytes. So it read a single byte from the file and a group of 4 bytes or 3 bytes, that depends on the machine architecture. It groups the bytes and send and transfers to the Java program, and which is followed by another architecture in which the data file is read from using a file input stream where a single byte has been read and a block of bytes has been buffered using the buffered input stream. And after that, the data input stream, which is the most common input stream which is used to read data. See, not every data type are of the same size, which is of 1 byte or 2 bytes. Int is of different size, 2 bytes, 4 bytes, double is of 6 bytes, 8 bytes, characters and strings. So since it's of different data types have different size of data, we are used to club it as the data type requires. If it is an integer, it requires 4 bytes of data. So you have to club 4 bytes of data from the input stream and pack it as a 4 bytes of pack and give it as an integer to the program. So this is how the data input stream works. That the data input stream clubs the bytes of data with respect to the data type of the variable. So which is very important one. It is like parsing a single byte of inputs or grouping the bytes of input and given as a new data type. Yeah, that is why data input stream and data output stream are far most used data streams in Java so far. Okay, in this particular program, we are going to read inputs from the user, like we are using scene and scanf. And this is the first time we are getting into the program where we read inputs from the user, and the input which have been given by the user will get manipulated or else will get displayed onto the function onto the console in the later part actually. Okay, here we are going to adopt two important things. One is try catch exception handling mechanism. So what is exception is, if you are implementing or calling an interface or a method to do a task. For example, in this case we are calling a data input stream to read the data. So in such process, in the reading process, if anything gets interrupted, if something unexpectedly happens, what will happen is Java program terminates the program immediately and comes out of it. So by doing so, if you are not handling the exception, the input, the storage we have been allocated to the variables will not get released. So and also that that garbage will be there for quite long period of time until you restart your computer, so that that particular memory space will not be used by any other application also. So this is a very bad practice. Whenever you are implementing a package from predefined function, predefined class, so have an habit of using try and catch. Try is that we are try part is that we are our exact coding is that in this case we are using uh, to read a data sentence, so that will be inside the try, and which is followed by the catch block. In the catch block, if an exception arises, if something interruption happens, what we'll do, you just catch it as an exception and will print something error happen or exception happen, and continue the execution and gives a safe termination. So this is why we are using exception handling usually. So in this case, we are using a string called s name. Actually, we have mistaken, right? There is a red in s name, so we must change it, the string uname to s name. We will be changing it now. Yes, so now it gone. Okay, right. So data input stream, see the immediately the when we are using data input stream, it automatically imports the first, see the first line, imports java.io.data input stream. The IDE imports itself, but in general programming you must import it or else it will not work. Okay, we are creating input as an object to the class data input stream. So now input is an object. So see the second line, input equal to new data input stream, and inside the bracket system.in. So what is the meaning of it? New. A new is an operator which is used to allocate memory to an object dynamically. Coming again, a new is an operator which is used in C++ as well and in Java too, to allocate memory to an object dynamically in runtime. So here you see input is an object to a function, to a class called data input stream. So a new memory has been allocated for input, the object input, and which is used to perform system.in, which is used to, which means input is an object of data input stream which is used to perform input operations by using all the methods system.in. Okay, so it can be used to access all the methods under system.in. And the next line is system.out.println, enter your name, so that it prompts, it asks your name and we will be reading it. Look at that, very important thing, s name equal to input.readline. Readline is a one such method, used to read a string with white spaces actually. So readline is a method defined inside IO data stream that is used to read a string. Okay. Then next line is the system.out.println hello will be, which will be displayed onto the screen, plus yes name. So if I give Praveen, it should display hello Praveen, like that. And there is an catch. We will we will have an exception eobj, which is an exception object which is common for all the Java programs, and system.out.println error. So if anything happens, it would display error. So it is successfully executed, and you see enter your name, it prompts me to enter my name. So this is why I've been telling data input stream has been used to read the next line. So I'm typing what name should type. Okay, right, info. Okay, you see info has been read and it has been assigned to yes name, so it will display hello info. Yes, so that's it. Yeah, so for all good. Then what is the problem in data input stream or using streams to read different types of data? Yeah, there is a file stream that reads bytes of data from file. There is a buffered stream, and there is data input stream or is data output stream that will cast into the exact data type. Then what is the problem of using it? So that part will be discussed in the next video. See you all there.